All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be adding texture for a Hundertwasser landscape. It's pretty easy. Today we're going to be using texture plates. They have different designs. Remember, you can always find textures all around your home. All you have to do is, if you can feel it, you could probably put a piece of paper on it and rub it. So what you're going to do is you have to create one texture at the top for the sky and another texture for the bottom for the land. So I think I'm going to do the sky first. I like this texture a lot. I'm going to use two colors to do this texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the texture plate beneath my paper. I am going to be rubbing the crayon in the area of the texture plate. Now, my texture plate only goes this far, so should I draw on this side here? No, not until I actually move the texture plate over. So that's really, really important. All right, so I think I'm going to make my sky, a greenish blue. No, I think I'm going to do a purple and a light blue sky. So I'm going to do a combination of those two colors. So I'm going to take the blue first, and I'm going to place it onto my paper. You're going to lay it so that it is on its side. You don't want to use the end of the crayon to do this. And you just rub it back and forth. And what'll happen is it will leave a texture on your paper. Now, if you move it slightly, just the littlest bit, watch this, this is pretty cool. I'm going to move it just a teeny tiny bit, and I'm going to use that other color now. So I get some overlapping of the textures. Sometimes it's easier just to push it away in one direction. It's sometimes easier than going back and forth. Back and forth, sometimes the texture paper will lift, and then it will mess up your design a little bit. So I'm going to slide my texture plate over. Take my blue. I'm going to go along the edge of my land first, so that way I don't overlap into the land too much. And now I'm going to go one direction up. This crayon is triangle shaped, so it wants to travel on its own. So I am pushing away, and that's the only time I'm drawing is when I'm pushing it away. There we go. So now I'm going to push away with my purple. This time I didn't move it too much, so the purple is just kind of creating a shadow with that first shape. And I'm going to move it over. I've got that little tiny bit left, and I'm going to add that. Yeah, it's very quick, very quick to do our background. All right, so there is my sky. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a different texture, and I'm going to switch that out. I think I'm going to do, ooh, I like this. I'm going to try this. And tell you what, if you want to do two textures, you can. So I think I'm going to do this texture one color. I'm going to do yellow, because I'm going to do a yellow and green in my land. So I'm going to go, this time I'm going to go from top to bottom this way. I'm going to do the edge of my land a little bit. Is the yellow showing up there? Yeah, pretty good. It does. This one's a pretty cool texture. So next I'm going to add my green. That one shows up really good. There's my edge, and now I'm just doing the bottom part. So there's my first texture. I'm gonna slide it over. I'm gonna do my yellow. Oh, I forgot I was gonna do two different ones. We can do that still. So I made a mistake. Am I freaking out? No, I'll figure something. I'm gonna make it look like there's a pond right here. So what I'll do is I'll do the green, and I'll leave here without the green, because I will add blue in that spot. But before I do that, I think I'm going to switch my textures out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out my texture. You can use more than one texture plate to do this project. I'm going to switch that to there. And now I'm going to take my blue, like that. And I'm going to add some blue in this area with a different texture, like that. All right, so that is my background for my Hundertwasser trees. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add the trees. And the trees, we're going to use a different kind of material. So we will do that next week. Today you have to get your sky and your ground created for your Hundertwasser background. Don't forget, you have the horizon line, and the horizon line is where the what? The sky meets the ground. Good. All right. Let's have some fun. Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of Hundertwasser backgrounds and trees. We're going to create the lollipop trees that are in Mr. Hundertwasser's paintings, and they're really simple. Today we're going to use oil crayons. We have all kinds of colors. Please remember, oil crayons are super soft, so you want to make sure they don't fall on the floor because they will get squished and they will get in the cracks of your sneakers, and you're going to be tracking them around the house and mom's not going to be too happy with you. So let's create his lollipop tree. So I'm going to take, and I think I'm going to use some yellow first, and I'm going to create his lollipop trees in the background, and I'm just going to create a circle of yellow. I'm going to create a couple of them because this will be the base for the tops of my Hundertwasser trees. You can put as many trees as you like as long as you make them look like lollipops, because that is really what Mr. Hundertwasser's paintings look like. I'm going to switch off to a dark green. I'm not going to color it in completely. I want to have some of that yellow showing through. I want it to look like one of those fancy candy lollipops with a swirl. And we're going to keep on going and fill them all in like that. And that looks pretty good. I think I'm also going to add, I'm going to add a different color. I'm going to add a purple. It's really up to you what colors you want to add. I'm going to add the purple because I think it gives a little bit of a different effect to it. I kind of like that. All right, so colored in like that. And then finally, all we have to do is add the trunks of our trees. So you take a brown oil crayon, and it's a letter Y, because that way it'll look like it's got smaller branches growing like that. Now, I have some more room, so I think I'm going to add a few more trees, smaller ones growing on the sides. So I'm going to put some little trees in. Start with some little circles. Like that. I'm going to add some yellow to that. There we go. And I think this time I'm going to add a black swirly inside instead of purple. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. Here's my Hundertwasser trees. My little baby ones in this little Hundertwasser forest. And so that looks great. I'm going to add some tree trunks. Look like little lollipop sticks to them. This one's going to be over near the edge, very nice, and I think I'm good to go. So thanks for joining us. Here's our Hundertwasser trees, and have a great day.